Welcome back to Pen and Prosper, a podcast where JT Lawrence is coaching me, Melissa Delport, to be a six-figure author, and we are putting it on the internet. Do you see I slowed that right down for you?
Yeah, very good. Very good.
I actually thought about it halfway through. As always, we would like to thank our paid subscribers, our editor extraordinaire, Elize, and Vellum, our sponsor, without whom we would not be putting books on the internet half as easily.
And if you would like to try Vellum, you can, the link is tryvellum.com/pen and prosper, AND.
Yes. This is part 3 of our interview with Blake Hudson. We are talking about all things Facebook ads and learning so much. So we hope that you've enjoyed this series. We hope that you enjoyed this final installment, and we will be here after the show to have a quick chat and wrap things up.
And word of mouth is massive in our genre, for sure, because the Facebook groups, there was a Facebook group that was quite big a few years back that's changed its names a few times, and it's solely about paranormal romance and fancy romances and stuff like that. And the Facebook group grew very quick, and they invited lots of authors joined, and lots of fans, and it just spread like wildfire. And I think the group grew from like something like 500 to, within 18 months, was pushing 80,000 in this Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Very, very active. And that Facebook group alone could sell you 10,000 books. Just from somebody saying, I read this, it was fantastic, I loved it. And it happened to be a bit like Twilight. People say they don't want to do social media. People say, and I get it, and it is a lot, and you have to dedicate a specific amount of time to doing it. And you don't want to do too much of it, because otherwise you just sell your soul and you burn out and you get bored and whatever. Engagement in Facebook is killer. It's absolutely killer, especially in the book world.
Is there anything that you haven't said that you can think of that you wanted to share today?
Only that, and I've said it a few times, if I can do it, literally anybody more qualified than me is going to kill it, because I got all the information for free. It's even more information than I had when I was looking into this in 2018. You've got the conferences, you've got the YouTube channels. Yes, the technical setting up of Facebook ads is changing and evolving all the time. Just take that with a pinch of salt, but also go out there and look at how people do Facebook ads for other industries and try and emulate what they're doing. Because there's a lot of people out there doing generic book ads who have been told how to do a generic book ad, and everybody does exactly the same book ad. And everybody's used to seeing that.
That's such a good idea.
Just go do something else. Go do something different.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you stick to 20 images, you can do more than 20 images if you want. I wouldn't do less than 20 images. But if you do the 20 images, do them in the stack, like I said, in the 5 or 6 different, targeting all those different pyramid buyers. So you're not just doing the same thing over and over again, but just rinse and repeat, slightly different.
Yes.
I don't know if you have your dash open, but could you give an example of like a primary text or a headline that you would target to a hot buyer versus, say, a like generic buyer? Just as an example, in my head, I can't figure out the copy.
So obviously the ad copy is very specific to your genre and book.
Yes.
Right? And I can only speak from the experience of my genre. So a classic one for a hot buyer would be, so my thoughts on a hot buyer would be, okay, if Twilight had a bigger, hotter, better brother or badder brother or whatever, this is it. So that's a hot buyer. They already like Twilight, and they're looking for something similar to Twilight, yet they want something a little bit more adult because they grew up on Twilight and now they're adults. And this telling them exactly what it is, right?
Okay.
So that's like a tagline I would use for like a hot buyer.
Yeah.
And then for like the cold buyer, Sub-Zero, not interested, whatever. That's the headline, breaking
the clickbaity
news.
stuff.
This is the clickbaity stuff that's there to really grab their attention and make them go, okay, this isn't a normal Facebook ad. And then everything in between is just variations of that, but on a scale. So, you're getting more clickbaity the further you go down to clickbait, I suppose.
Yes.
Horrible term, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, but I have one more question. So
Only one?
I have millions, but I have one that I have to ask.
We have to. You just have to come back 72 times.
Yeah. Please come back. But
I can ramble on for 2 more hours if you.
Brilliant, thank you. So I'm just thinking like, so we're doing 20 images, we're doing the hot cold thing, we are looking for ads with the best engagement and all of that. So like I've got that right. But if you keep doing these new ads, which you should be doing, and you're not looking at your attribution links to show you which ads are doing well, like I know they're all winners, right? But I can't have 1,000 winners at a time. I'm going to have to do some pruning along the way. So how do I gauge what to keep and what to get rid of, even knowing that it's an ecosystem?
From my point of view, it's just my view. I could be completely wrong. Who knows? But if you've got 20 images and then, for argument's sake, you've got 20 images and you've created an advert for the US. So then you've created an advert for the UK, which is an exact copy of the first one. And then you've got an advert for Canada and Australia combined, or you separate them however you want to do it, right? You've now potentially got 4 lots of 20, right? The only ones I would turn off is if it's costing absolute crazy CPC. And what does crazy CPC consist of? Because if, for argument's sake, you have 5 clicks on an ad and the CPC is 55 pence. Now, most people would say, okay, well, we switch that off because that's too expensive.
Yeah.
But if you monitor that for a week, because when I set up the ads, I don't touch them for a week. Sometimes I don't touch them for 10 days.
Okay.
Unless something goes really crazy expensive, I won't turn anything off for 10 to 14 days.
When you say crazy expensive,
above 55p.
Even if it was 1 pence a click, even if it was £1 a click or $1 a click, it depends how many clicks you're getting. So if you have an advert that's been running, if you have 20 adverts that's been running for 2 weeks and you have the top 2 or 3 that are running at maybe 1 or 2 pence, 3 pence a click, and you're getting 1,300, 1,500, 2,000 clicks on those ads, they're winning ads, okay? But then at the bottom of the scale, let's say you're getting an ad that has lots of impressions or has a few impressions, it's not really getting any clicks. CPCs, whatever, it could be 10 pence, 5 pence, 20 pence, but you're not getting clicks. So you've only had a couple of clicks. It's not really cost you anything. It's not costing anything at the time. If you had an ad that was getting impressions, lots of clicks, and it was costing plus 20 pence a click, then I would probably turn it off. Or if it goes, to the 55 pences, 60 pences. But the key factor there is if you're getting lots of clicks.
Okay.
If you've got an ad that's getting lots of impressions, it's not getting many clicks, but the clicks it has got, let's say it's had 5 in a week period or 2 week period or 10, but it's cost 50 pence a click, I wouldn't turn that off because it's getting lots of impressions and occasionally somebody clicks it. If you get ads that are getting no impressions, no clicks, and aren't costing you anything, and the algorithm literally isn't picking that image up and sending it anywhere, just leave it on because it's not costing.
It's not hurting you,
anyway. Yeah. It's not hurting. And I have seen underperforming images that get no impressions, they're not being served. When those ads have been running for 2 or 3 months, I've seen those ads get picked up.
Really?
And start sending them out. And then you have to watch it a little bit because sometimes those can be high expensive.
Okay.
Or sometimes they can be really cheap. So if you turn them off from the beginning or, after your 10 days or 2 weeks or a month of analysing, they might never ever pick up because they're turned off, right? But they might pick up and do well and they might pick up and do bad. So you still have to monitor them. And this is when it gets a bit of a headache when you've got hundreds of ads.
Yeah.
But I only turn ads off if it's high clicks and it's costing a lot. If it's costing a lot and there's not many clicks, I leave them on.
So basically just leave them all on. So how many ads do you have running at the moment?
I've cut them back. I have actually cut them back because I started doing this new ad strategy. But I think it's somewhere between 250 and 300 individual ads. Campaign wise, it's probably about, I don't know, 12 or 15 campaigns.
Why don't you don't do attribution links? Imagine.
I was just going to
having
say,
to go and have a look at those.
Again, it's all right. It's all right. People saying do attribution links. They're fantastic. But it's like, do I have to do an attribution link? For
it does take the whole day. Yeah. It takes the whole day to
times 15. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
They could turn around and say that they collected 80 to 95, 100% of accurate data, that's probably still wouldn't do it. But give it a go.
I'm with you, Beck.
Maybe.
I am with you. The more I learn, the less I care about attribution data. And also, I've seen it. I've got, like I was telling JT, I've got an ad that the attribution data is telling me it's 17% return, and it's making like 430 on my Excel spreadsheet, which is a simple how much am I spending and how much am I making. And this is in a territory. It's actually in the UK where I was making very little sales. So it's very readable. So you don't have any granular system. You're not running any Excel spreadsheets or anything. You're looking at your dashboard, it's at your sales and your Facebook dashboard and making your calls based on that.
Yeah, it's been obviously it's been a good few amount of it's been a good few amount of years of obsessive looking at
data analysis and watching, which is where I am.
And when I say looking at data analysis, I'm literally only using KDP report.
Okay.
And I'm looking at my Facebook ads, and what I do is at the end of the week, I just download all the information, put it into Excel, and then I just literally total up how much have I spent. And then I total up what is my average CPC across all the adverts. Because at the end of the day, I'm bulking it all together. Yes, you can have ads running at 1 pence, 2 pence a click. Yes, I've got ads that are going to a box set that are running at 15, 16, 20 pence a click. They used to run at 30 pence a click, but now for some reason they're cheaper. But obviously that's going to a £9.99 box set or 1 million words of KU or however many pages that works out at, right? So it's a high value item compared to a single ebook. So the CPC doesn't really matter. But what I do is I just lump them all together and then basically just say, I spent 12 grand this month, or I spent 20 grand this month, or I spent 5 grand this month, whatever it is. And my average CPC with how many clicks across all the ads is 5 pence a click or 3 pence a click. And as long as it doesn't get too expensive to whatever that is,
you're happy with it.
And I have to trust that you have to give it at least 90 days. I know it's hard in the early days, but what I say is budget the first month is this much no matter what, and budget the second month to be the same. And if your sales haven't gone up in a month, just keep it the same.
Okay.
And then that second month, hopefully you're going to start seeing it shift up, and you're hopefully looking at book 2, book 3, book 4, book 5, and are they moving up? And then that's when you start scaling.
And your book ads, I'm not talking about the ads that you're driving to your Facebook groups or to your like any of those, just your book ads, link clicks, I'm assuming. Always link clicks. That's what we're aiming for, is link clicks. Or, the traffic ads to link clicks. Okay. So that's really
pushing landing pages.
I do look at link clicks, and it's always 50%. Not almost 100% of the time, it's 50%. So you've got your CPC, which is cost per click, and then you've got link click cost, haven't you? And generally, if I have 2,000 clicks, visual link clicks is usually 1,000 or somewhere within that.
Okay.
It's always 50%.
Okay.
So I don't know whether people are double clicking or what, but it generally always seems to be around 50% of that. So you can look at link clicks, but I just look at CPC and say, well, link clicks is always 50% less.
No, sorry. No, I just meant where you're driving the traffic to, because now there's like landing page views.
Right, I see.
Sorry. I don't think I explained that properly. Sorry. So are you always driving link clicks?
I always drive them to the Amazon page for their country or whatever, unless it's a special edition book where I'll drive it to the website, or unless it's a merchandise advert, then I'm driving it to the website. And then I do use pixels, and we pick up information that way. But I'm only targeting Facebook followers. I don't go broad on that. I'm only focused on the people that follow the page.
Oh, okay. I think
so it's a little bit different.
What Delport was asking is even when you're sending people to Amazon, you can choose between link clicks or landing page views. The landing page views,
as in
like
how you set up.
How
you set up.
Yes, your traffic.
And there's a lot of authors saying it's better, a lot of authors saying it's not.
Yeah, I set up a traffic ad for maximum number of clicks.
Okay, perfect. Yes, that's what I've been doing. So I just thought, knowing me, I'd probably be failing at step 1.
I've tested with video.
Afternoon sun.
Afternoon sun. I've
Yeah.
tested with video and trying traffic against. I can't remember what the other option is.
Landing page views or something. Oh, sales. It's sales traffic.
Sales.
Okay.
I've done tests between traffic and sales, and traffic always wins out.
Okay.
I've done traffic and sales with sending in direct to the website, and sales always wins out.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's.
But also, KU is massive for us. So KU is like 75 to nearly 80% of all revenue through KU.
Wow. Okay.
Just on the KDP side. So the ebook side of things is relatively low. But
what's interesting to me is that your entire business model is Facebook heavy, not just in terms of your ads, but in terms of your group, which is giving you a lot of organic sales and obviously a lot of like diehard fans. And your lives are taking place on Facebook, and it makes so much sense. Your ads are going to do better if Facebook likes you. That is like so you're
yes,
spending so
100%.
much time on Facebook doing
Yes.
other things that when you set up an ad, you almost more destined to succeed because Facebook is like, oh, this person is like a Facebooker.
This is a Facebook person.
Yeah,
This is
the
the
person.
I'm going to
And
shift my
obviously it's
strategy.
detrimental. I think
Yeah.
it's detrimental as well because we've spent a fortune on trying to make Amazon ads work.
Oh yeah.
And
I was going to
obviously
ask you that. Do
genre-related,
you run any
and
Amazon?
well, we spent a lot of money in the past on it, and my issue with it is I can't separate the two, and I feel with the way the success with the Facebook ads are, I'm driving the cost of the Amazon ads because my best performing or my wife's book's best performing Amazon ads would be, I suppose, the old-fashioned term of defense ads.
Yes.
So if all your ads are like Stephanie Hudson, the names of her books, the names of her series, and they're the profitable and most performing Amazon ads. And if you looked at those individually, you say they are winning ads, they are fantastic, and I'm getting a great return. But I'm not because I've spent the money sending people
Already on
to
Facebook.
Amazon
Yeah.
to search Stephanie Hudson.
Yeah.
The book
Paying twice.
series. I'm paying twice, if not 3 times or 4 times, because they've clicked on the advert on Facebook 5 times, and eventually they've gone to Amazon or whatever. And defense ads are such a waste of time if you're running Facebook ads and sending people there, because let's face it, nobody's searching for your author name organically.
Yes.
They have to know who you are and a reason. So that's
You'd be doing that, yeah.
Or it's a Facebook ad, or it's a BookBub ad, or it's in Facebook group or something is making them type your name in or the name of your book. Most likely the name of your book. But 100% the highest revenue for that would be a Facebook ad. And if you're using my strategy of you want people to see the ad 5 or 6 times, not that you want them to, but they do see the ad 5 or 6 times, they click on it 5 or 6 times, or different ads to warm them up, then that cost of a click or 2 clicks on Amazon is really quite expensive, and Amazon is expensive in the first place. Now, other genres who aren't using Facebook so heavy and then using Amazon ads to
different story
in a different way, then 100% that can work, and that people are very successful that way. But when someone's as heavy on Facebook ads as I am, and BookBub, and TikTok, it's just you're just double paying.
I've learned the same lesson. Up until very recently, I was spending $350 a day on AMS, and I've cut that down to $30.
$350. That's $300 to spend on Facebook. Oh my God, you're gonna be a millionaire.
I know. Next week, I agree. I'm going to be borrowing my money next week from JT. You're right.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
I really do believe that, obviously, it's all, I keep saying this, it's genre specific, but I really do believe that you can, if you consistently spend on Facebook and don't do the crazy stuff that I do where I'm constantly adjusting budgets and stuff throughout the week because I'm bored. But if you stay consistent, keep it really, really simple, and you're spending $300 a day on one book in 90 days, as long as that read over rate's there and that is a quality book, there is no reason why that should not be returning 5 times what you're spending. I'm generally judging ads by, I think they're not successful if I'm getting 3 to 4 times return. I'm looking for 5 to 6 to 7 times return. But obviously, I'm also looking over a massive book series.
So that was what I was going to ask you, because I know you said you and Steph disagree with this, because she's like, no, they've got to start with book 1, and you say, no, they can come in anyway. So when you choose to advertise, do you run everything to book 1, or do you mix it above different? Do you send people all over?
So I send people.
Or you're not
at the
allowed to
moment,
say.
right now, in this period of time this year, I've focused on book 1. I've done a whole sort of holistic. I want to strip back and really, really focus on book 1. And get it to where it was 2 years ago. Because what's happened is success, terrible. What's happened is there's been so many books released over the period of time. I've started pushing the book 1s of all the other series, and they have been successful and they've done well in their own right. But original book 1 has sort of tailed off a little bit. And because of how much time it takes for people to read through this series, I saw this tail off about 18 months ago, and then it came to fruition sort of 4 months ago, where the sales just tanked and there wasn't enough read over going in to the later books. So I went to the view, well, this series was really successful 4 years ago. It can be successful again, and it hasn't even scratched the surface of what's possible. Let's just go back to the beginning. And just my focus for the last 3 months is just basing on that. But what will happen is, as it has been growing back and I've focused solely on that book 1, and there's even more books for them to read once they get through the series because of all the other series, I'll start pushing the other book 1s. And I've spoke to a lot of fans, and I've interacted with a lot of people in Facebook groups and stuff, and I say to them, where did you start Steph's books? And a lot of them will say, I started on series 2, I started on series 3, I started on series 4. Realised that I should have read the first series first, but they didn't. They either stopped and went to series 1, or they just carried on through, completed it, and then went to series 1.
Went back,
And a lot of them said, it's kind of spoiled the series in the sense they know that the main characters don't die because they read them in the series. But they kind of don't care, because now it's safe. Now they get, because Steph's known as the cliffhanger queen, and her readers hate her with a passion that's coming from love. But
they love to hate her. They love to hate her.
And she breaks the rules. She leaves them on cliffhangers you really shouldn't leave them on. And they are angry, and they are leaving 1-star reviews because it was such a cliffhanger, and they have to wait 3 weeks for the next book.
3 whole weeks.
The worst. 3 whole weeks, right? And they are just angry as hell, but they're going and buying the next book. So it works.
I would love to chat to her about her. I'd love to chat to her about her creative process. A friend, Charlene Hartnady, and she's also a P&R author, and she also does really, really well. And I just found that creative, and she's the same. She's a huge advocate of frontlist sells backlist, and that you have got to be frequently publishing new stuff to keep your whole stable afloat. But I think she must now be about 85 books deep in stable. And it sounds like Steph has much to say, wrapping them out like that. You end up with this huge stable, and if it's all in one genre, it's like gold. It's gold. It's like you bring someone in here and they can just
and obviously you girls are very much pushing it as well. She's not got 88 books or 61 books or 50 books. You've potentially got 200 or 250 books. You just put them all, just translate them into languages
and box sets and
box sets.
We're big on translation.
We love our
Guys,
translation.
I know we want to.
And I use Scribe Shadow.
Yes, Scribe Shadow.
Scribe Shadow.
You?
Yeah, it's very good.
We are big Scribe Shadow fans. Scribe Shadow is what changed my career. So
it's a game changer.
It is a game.
JT, I was saying JT gets a little bit of credit, but
the thing with Germany is
very first episode, I'm like, Delport, heard about this app called Shadow Scribe.
Yes.
Shadow Scribe. Right?
Yeah.
I think I used to call it Shadow Scribe.
Yeah,
I'm always getting it backwards. I'm like, is it Shadow Scribe? Scribe Shadow? I don't know.
Definitely Scribe.
Something with a shadow.
We would just like to take this time to tell you guys a bit more about Scribe Shadow. JT and I use Scribe Shadow tirelessly. We do all our translations through the app. It is incredible. Scribe Shadow is a perfect partner for indie authors who don't want to leave money on the table. They use cutting-edge AI to make novel translation fast, affordable, and super easy. In just minutes, your book can be translated into over 19 languages, and that is growing all the time with high-quality results ready to reach readers everywhere.
And this isn't some faceless tech giant. Scribe Shadow is a small family-run team with indie roots. They've been in the trenches running a small publishing press, so they get the author grind. That's why they built a tool that's practical, budget-friendly, and designed with indie authors in mind. Plus, they offer cover creation, audiobook translation, and a simple one-credit system for everything. Best of all, you keep full rights to your work, and your books are never used to train AI.
Scribe Shadow has been very generous and given us our very own coupon code, which gets you 30% off your first month of using the app. If you are looking at getting into translations, please would you consider using Pen and Prosper 30. That's PENANDPROSPER 30, and doesn't cost you any extra, and it just lets Scribe Shadow know that we are sending traffic to them and that we are supporting them.
Very interesting with that with Facebook ads, because Facebook ads for Germany for us totally tanked. We had Germany overtook the UK for sales, which was ridiculous because UK was always a massive percentage of Steph's sales. And when the Germany overtook with less books, I was like, is there really this many readers in Germany? Well, clearly, obviously there is, because there's a lot of people there. But Facebook, we did quite well with the Facebook ads to Germany, and they were very, very basic, because obviously I can't just write lots of ad copy in German, and I'm not paying somebody to do it, and I don't trust Google Translate and all this sort of stuff. So we run very basic ads, and they worked very well. And I think we were just hitting that hot reader base again, and not really, I wasn't doing the whole strategy of trying to warm people up and stuff. And then all of a sudden, literally overnight, Facebook ads just tanked. And it was when they did the whole sort of
obviously the
privacy laws. And obviously this goes to the fact that most people use an iPhone or iPad or whatever, and that's got its own issues in itself. So they stopped working, and I was like, wow, a massive income is just gone, because the only way people know about her books, because we don't have Steph speaking German, even though lots of her German fans are on her Facebook group. They're not watching her live. She can't speak German. She's not interacting with them. She's not, she's not doing what she normally does. So I was scratching my head for a long time with this one. And then I did the whole breaking news ads.
Oh, did you?
In German.
Okay.
And now they're taking off.
Oh, wow.
So
amazing.
obviously that style of ad works because people click on breaking news ads in German. For all the other news outlets.
Breaking news ads.
Breaking news headlines. So those have started picking up. Well, I'm only testing those at the minute at a low level spend, but what I have spent has worked, and it's positive. So it's due a scale.
Okay.
Blake, sorry.
That's interesting.
With your foreign market Facebook ads, do you still do a campaign with multiple tests, or do you just streamline to one ad that you think is going to work?
I do it more basic on the foreign ones, because I'm not skillful enough to be able to do what I do with English speaking on the foreign languages. And I'm sure that their mentality is not far different than English speakers, but I haven't. That's beyond my talent. Far beyond my talent.
This is my biggest priority: is write new books, Facebook.
And if your books are very similar to Twilight, you should be pushing 7 figures. You should be going for a 7-figure author, not 6 figures. 6 figures, that's all that.
I love how much Blake believes in us. Like, he really believes in us.
No, Blake believes in Twilight, friend. Let's make this clear, okay? Blake believes in Twilight.
No. I believe Twilight was just setting you up for a better.
Yes.
That better book.
Like, I love that. I'm liking this energy. If you say it must be.
Listen, I had $1 million note on the refrigerator, and I was like, we are going to hit that in sales every day.
Wow.
Tap on it, and I say, I'm going to hit $1 million in sales. Wow. And we did it in 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's you can totally do it.
We can do it.
Just piggyback off Twilight. Get your 7 figures.
Yeah, 100%. I love this idea.
Success
100%.
is
Go for it.
inevitable.
I don't think I've ever made so many. Okay, length
No.
of episode aside, length of podcast, but I don't think I've ever been, and we've had some
Waffled up.
amazing. No, so excited about so many things
Yes, me
like
too.
to do and try and
too.
test.
Yeah, but the
So
problem
thank
is,
you.
don't make a to-do list.
Mm.
Just keep it simple.
Just keep it. Yes, yes,
Don't overwhelm yourself. You never get it done. Just keep it simple.
yes, yes.
Agreed.
what I say.
Because I've just got
Okay.
back from the Irish conference, the New Zealand conference, plus I was at an author meetup last night and today's interview. So my to-do list, as you can imagine, it doesn't exist, but it's like,
Yeah,
So-
Serious.
I'm
See, this
gonna
is
keep
what
it simple.
happens. Jet
Yes.
set author.
yeah. See.
Get to 7 figures. You'll be jet setting.
No, I'm going to stay right here in South Africa and just make all the money.
Well,
on
thanks
again
for
in the
talking to
future.
me
On
whenever you
again.
want.
I'm sure everyone would love to hear from you. I still have
When
loads
you're
of
sure.
questions that I didn't get to ask, and I'm
Started
trying your
applying
method.
it. Yeah, we'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, but you know what? We should have asked.
Yes, and then listeners can also let us know what their questions are, and then
Yes.
will you come back? It'll be amazing.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to point the listeners in any direction? Do you have any courses, or do you mentor people or anything like that?
I don't have courses. I don't believe in them. I want to give out as much information for free as possible because that's where I learned how to do this off free information, right?
Wow.
Just testing and trying stuff
That's
out.
so generous.
Everybody can find this information. Yes, courses have their place. Like, you know, at the end of the day, if you want everything in one place and you can't be bothered to go look for stuff, by all means buy a course. So then I did it all for free. I have done courses afterwards to see if I was missing stuff, and I might have picked a few nuggets out here and there. But again, all those courses are outdated within 6 months. So in general, so just get the free information. Use Genius Links or equivalent to Genius Links. Use Scribe Shadow to get your international titles out there, and just focus on the quality of your ads after the obvious is the quality of the books. Quality of your ads, keep it simple. Look at how much you're spending, look at how much you're making,
Yes.
and if you're upside down or not. But give it 90 days, because I'm generally upside down for a month and a half to 2 months. I will have spent more than I've made. And then the third month is when it skyrockets.
Mhm.
So that's what you want to focus on is making the money 90 days down the road, not in the
Absolutely.
first 2 months.
No. Okay. Or 3
So
days.
basically, I was doing everything
Or 3
right.
days. But don't second guess yourself. Just keep it simple.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Okay.
Because we all get in our own head is like, always, what have I done? Or do I tweak this and change things? And
Yeah, we
just
do. We
keep it
panic.
simple.
We panic when we see that money
Yes.
going out
All the time.
and not
All the
immediate
time.
return.
Or if it's a national holiday, whatever, in whatever country, sales tank and you think it's your ads.
Yeah.
And you forget
Or
that
political
it's the
events.
4th of July, or you
Yeah.
forget that it's Easter weekend, or you don't forget it's Christmas or whatever. But generally, people are doing stuff. And obviously, September's a fantastic time when all the kids go back to school and
Yeah.
mothers get a chance to actually chill and read a book.
Yeah. Blake, would you like to talk about your reader events at all, your signing events?
If there's any
I
juice.
don't know. How PG is this? So
It's not.
the
It's
last-
not PG.
JT says fuck on the pod all the time.
Oh, okay. We're allowed to do that. Damn. I should have been there.
Oh, we
and
should have
blind
told you
in
next
that
time. You can make up for it next time.
As you know what? Whenever I'm around adults, it just all spews out because I'm just away from the kids and you just let it go.
Emma.
You usually got a mouth like a sailor.
But we are not adults. We do not qualify.
But sorry, what was the events? So we run an event called Fiction in Fans and Ball Gowns, and it used to be held in very gothic, fantastic venues like Manchester Cathedral or monasteries, and very like epic looking places that look fantastic. And then you'd have the book signing, and then we'd do like a ball where, you know, everyone loves dressing up for a ball, sit down meal and all that stuff where people get to interact with the authors. We put an author on each table, or sometimes 2 authors on each table, and surround them with fans they've never met so they can chill out and hang out while they have dinner and then entertainment and stuff. But as with everything, there's lots of people doing that now. So we've moved away from that format, and we just have one last month. Was it March? Yeah, we just had one in March, which we called FFB After Dark. And we basically held the signing in a plush hotel. And the evening, though, was burlesque dancers, male strippers, Magic Mike, and all this
Amazing.
stuff, because it's romance readers who love,
Yes.
you know,
That's
half
so
naked toy
clever.
shops. So we had a
Like
bit
that
more of an
ad.
adult theme event for the evening, which went down like an absolute storm. So
That sounds
we
amazing.
weren't going to do one next year, but we think we probably will do another one.
Who knows? Maybe I'll be over there by then from our little hop across the pond. JT can wear her matric dance
Next
dress.
year, you're sending figures.
JT wears her matric dance dress to ball, so you can wear that, JT. You're already sorted for something to wear.
I think I can find something a bit more risque, Delport. Thank you.
Yeah, there we go. Oh dear, what we started here.
I'll be your risque piece on the side, friend.
There we go.
Aw.
Awesome.
Okay, guys, thank you so much, Blake.
Yes, that was amazing.
Thank you,
Blake.
I've
My
waffled
head is exploding, but in like so much stuff that it's just making so much sense. And I really like your whole outlook on a lot of the things, because I was like, it just aligns with a lot of what I've been thinking, and I'm like, am I wrong?
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
thank you.
Generous.
Steer your own ship.
Yes,
Thanks a lot.
true.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you.
Before
Take
you
care,
go,
guys.
Blake, you have
I thought
to
you wanted to get rid of me.
No,
No.
you do. You have to do the awkward wave. We do an awkward wave when we sign out.
Awkward wave?
Yes.
Awkward wave.
Are you ready?
Goodbye.
Are you ready? We did it. We made it to the end.
3 hours. 3 hours. of recording.
Absolutely. No,
And we could have gone for another hour.
Content wise, I just kept wanting to say, will you come back? Will you come back? Will you come back? Will you come back?
Yeah.
Like,
I had so many questions that I didn't ask because I knew we were close to hitting 3 hours, and I'm like, okay, do not ask that question. Do not ask. Anyway, he's agreed to come back on, so that'll be amazing.
And also now we are going to go off and test and try some of these theories, and then we can obviously discuss in a lot more detail after that has happened. The one thing that I will say that I'm going to implement almost immediately is that I am going to lean heavily into Facebook. I think those lives and like I'm actually going to go and post a TikTok video today saying that I will be, because I do like the idea of 2 phones, and I will do that. But those TikTok lives will probably go to my American TikTok anyway, not to my South African. So I think I'm going to jump onto my South African and let them know, if you want to follow along, get it over there, because it's not going to be happening here anymore. And it just makes sense that if Facebook is where we're doing our advertising, that we should have as much happening on that platform as possible. Although the meta thing terrifies me. I mean, you have to dive in, right?
Well, the thing is, they always say you have to be where your readers are. And it's very, very obvious where our readers are, and it's Facebook. So
yes. Very clear. So so TikTok is where author friends, I have author friends there, and they're great, but they watch the podcast. With that being said, I don't think there's much else to add. I think that we probably wouldn't do it any justice with our brains being the way that they are. And,
right.
I think we can fully dissect this episode in a future podcast where we've tried and tested some of the things, and we can feedback to everybody.
And if anyone has questions, please let us know for the next time we have Blake on. As you could see, he's a very generous person, and he shares a lot of stuff, and he'll be happy to answer questions. So
they can just comment. They can comment on YouTube, or they can comment on Substack. Actually, the interaction would be most welcome.
Welcome.
Okay, so I think with that, we're done. I think final big shout out to Vellum, our sponsors, and to our paid. So honestly, everybody, we love you. We're so tired. Thank you.
Love you. Bye.
Yeah, literally. Bye.
Bye, Delport. Always a
have
pleasure.
a good weekend. Yes, welcome home.
Thank you.
Okay, friend. Bye.
Bye.